Sometimes it's kind of dangerous having a dog and a little baby in the same household, but problems can be avoided. Here's Mario.
Good morning, Jim, and everyone once again. And you're right, Jim, it can start in a very innocent way. Baby is coming to her brand new home, or his brand new home. A dog already lives there. That could be a setup for disaster, a domestic disaster. We're going to solve that for you right now with the author of a great new book called There Is a Baby in the House. And there it is on your screen right now. Author Mike Wombacher joins us here this morning. 2 decades, rather, of dealing with dogs. You're an animal behaviorist, a trainer, and you brought some special guests. Let's start with that first, Mike.
This is Nancy and Sabrina, her little daughter, and Barney, their dog, and Birgit, who is the baby wrangler, helping out with the baby this morning.
Thank you all for being here this morning. We're going to talk to you guys about your personal experience with handling a new baby and a dog already in the house. Mike, tell us in a nutshell how your book helps people deal with that problem.
Well, there's a number of ways. I think, first of all, it helps us to assess if there are any problems with the dog, problems that might not necessarily be anything more than annoying if there's not a baby in the house, but with a baby it might be, dangerous, even jumping up, counter surfing, crashing through doors, and it helps us to basically assess those problems and deal with them before the baby arrives. The most important thing is to assess what the story is with our dog and deal with any changes that we have to make in the life of our dog before the baby arrives, way before the baby arrives. To figure out
what kind of dog do I have and how do I fix the problem.
That's right. And we want to make sure that what we don't want to have is to have the dog begin to associate any changes that he might perceive as negative in his life with the arrival of the baby, and thereby setting up some kind of competitive or jealous dynamic between the dog and the child.
The baby still has to be alpha in the dog's life, so to speak.
Well, we have to help it. We have to definitely teach the dog that this is not some kind of litter mate or playmate or plaything, and that it needs to be that there needs to be some certain rules of respect around the child, and that again, any changes that we need to make in the life of the dog, we make months before the baby arrives.
Months before the arrival.
So that really for the dog, by the time the baby actually does come, it should really be sort of a hiccup in his routine rather than a major disturbance.
Something that Nancy Matura went through, of course, and your daughter Sabrina as well. Tell us about your story and how you use some similar techniques to get your dog used to baby's arrival.
Well, first of all, we knew both of them were going to stay under the same roof. That wasn't an option. So number one, we named her months in advance, which was challenging, but we managed. Then we also set up the bassinet a month in advance, and we encouraged him every time we came home and just to lie by the bassinet. When I had the baby, I sent my husband home every night to spend with the dog, and he brought home scented clothing. So that really worked out well. And then the moment we brought her into our apartment, he was very curious, and we let him smell her, and we even let her lick the head, and any kind of interaction right from the get-go, we encouraged. And basically, we show him the same love and respect.
And then we're seeing the positive results right here.
Best friends.
Mike, we're running a little bit out of time right now. Some important lesson too we have to tell people: never unsupervised time between dog and baby.
There's a lot to know, but if one of the things is to never leave your child and your dog unsupervised for any reason for 2 seconds at all. I mean, the dog should, be used to having some time alone. If you can't really supervise the whole thing, then separate.
Mike, thank you very much for being here. Separate the two, supervised time between the baby and the dog. And of course, it's doggonegood.org. You can find out more about There's a Baby in the House. And we're all going to wave goodbye because Sabrina's taught us to do that. And she's done a very good job. Thank you guys for being here. Very important lessons.
Thank you.
Jim.
She's a cutie.